All right, joining us live on our program is our cricket analyst and former India captain in Sunil Gavaskar. Sai bhai, let's look at the Bangladesh team. We've seen throughout this tournament, they've got that one win, I think that came against Afghanistan. But after that, the two games that they've played, one against England and the other against New Zealand, they've had very big losses. Is that then fair to say or to conclude that Bangladesh have been underwhelming in the tournament so far?
You could say that because they're actually a pretty good one-day team, as India has found out last year when India toured Bangladesh. Bangladesh won that series. So Bangladesh is a team that perhaps has not performed as well as they usually can. Maybe they've not got off to the start. You need a good start. If your first two wickets get you off to a good start, like you get to 100 for one, 125 for one, it gives you a very good platform. That's not what Bangladesh have got while batting, and that's one of the reasons why they probably feel under this little pressure.
Okay, one thing that you notice between these two teams, and Saima, we often look at the record from the last World Cup. Now, from the 2019 World Cup to now, these two teams have met 4 times, and interestingly, Bangladesh have a better record. They won 3, India won only 1. Does that record have any sort of bearing in this game?
Like with the India-Pakistan game or whatever game that you play, clearly, yes, I think it gives you a sense of confidence when you have a good record against the team that you're playing. But then it's a completely new match. And so, what the circumstances are, what the conditions are, where you played earlier on, where you've beaten them and where you're now going to play, that all makes a difference. The way the Indian team has been playing, the way the Indian team has been showing, resilience. More than anything else, I think the initiative, and the resilience that the Indian team's showing, that's been so good to see. And so Bangladesh will have to overcome both those Indian main points, the sort of initiative the opening batters have been taking, and the resilience that they have been showing while bowling. They've been, situations where the opposition has looked good, but the way the Indian bowlers have come back, I think that is something that Bangladesh will have to counter.
On the eve of the game, you had Rohit Sharma, who was bowling in the nets. On that question, Saima, let me throw that question to you. Is it an indication Ashwin is not playing, or do you bring in Ravichandran Ashwin into the 11, considering Bangladesh has a few left-handers? I'm just looking at the batting lineup. In the top 6, they have 3 left-handers.
There could be a possibility of that happening, with Shardul being also given a breather and Ashwin coming in, as you said, to counter the left-handers in the Bangladesh team. But look, Ashwin is a bowler who doesn't need to only bowl to left-handers. He's such a tough bowler. He can bowl very well to the right-handers as well, as we saw in the 2 matches that he played against the Australians. So clearly, I think a great bowler doesn't really need a left-hander or a right-hander or even pitches that suit him. He's a top-class performer, and I think he's raring to be given an opportunity.
Okay, Mr. Gavaskar thinks probably Ravichandran Ashwin comes in place of Shardul Thakur for that next game. The other thing that the Indian teams might consider in terms of making changes to their playing 11, Mohammad Shami, he hasn't had a game so far, and looking at how long this tournament is going to be, and we know that the Indian team also believes in workload management, in that case, would you then be tempted to rest someone like a Jasprit Bumrah and bring in Mohammad Shami for this game?
Well, Shardul is already in the team. Shami, I think, is somebody that they need to bring in. I totally agree. Because the next match, which is in Dharamshala, in conditions which will favor fast bowlers, is where you need Bumrah to be 100%. Also, there is just a 2-day gap between the game against Bangladesh and then the game against New Zealand in Dharamshala. Change in weather. There will be a change in weather. So ideally, I think Bumrah is given a bit of a break, and then maybe Shami comes in. So you really are losing nothing, not much, with Shami coming back to the team. Siraj had a bit of a breather against the Australians in the 3-match series that we played before the tournament started. So yes, I think he could carry on playing, but maybe Shami being brought in against Bangladesh could be something that the think tank will think about.
Saibhai, Pune, not too far from your home city of Mumbai. Now, traditionally, this is the first game that we're going to be seeing in this World Cup being played in Pune. So we really don't know how the pitch is going to be like. But I'm just going back and looking at what the pitch and conditions are traditionally. Now, this is a ground which tends to have some sort of grass cover on it. Also, it's an open stadium, so there's a lot of crosswinds, which helps fast bowlers. So all in all, a pitch that helps fast bowlers. Keeping that in mind, which team do you think the conditions, if they are like this, favors?
Oh, definitely India. I mean, India has got all bases covered. The batting is looking good. In the bowling, Bumrah has been bowling absolutely brilliantly. Mohammad Siraj showing great heart once again, despite being taken for a few runs, coming back, never giving up. And the spinners, the way the spinners are bowled, Kuldeep Yadav really hasn't quite got the kudos that he deserves. Ravindra Jadeja, accurate as always, hardly giving anything. So India has got all the bases covered, batting, bowling, everything, fielding as well. They fielded quite superbly. So India clearly start to the favourites and by a long margin. But again, like I said, we must not take any team lightly, as we have seen in the last few days. What Netherlands did to South Africa, what Afghanistan did to defending champions England. So India cannot afford to let their guard down.